All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Colin Healy. He is the CEO of Premier American Uranium. And Colin, it's good to see you. How are you?
It's great to see you too. Thank you very much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Good to have you along. Excited to learn more about. I know you've had some big news out recently, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But maybe just give us a bit of backstory on the company.
So, Premier American Uranium is funded around these three pillars: acquire, explore, develop. And we were spun out of a company called Consolidated Uranium. And that's kind of the genesis of our strategy. But just as a little background, Consolidated Uranium had a strategy of consolidation that they were, executing. And then they were IsoEnergy announced an acquisition of that company. Phil Williams,
Mhm.
who was the CEO of Consolidated Uranium, became the CEO of IsoEnergy, continues to be a strategic advisor to us. But there were some assets within Consolidated Uranium that made sense in their own vehicle. So this US focused consolidation strategy underpinned vehicle, Premier American Uranium, was formed. And that's we started trading in December as a spin out, and by March of 2020, I decided to join. And that decision was heavily underpinned by this team and this history of execution of that strategy.
So you got a project in New Mexico. Is that considered the flagship then? And is it Ceboleta? Is that how you say it? Is that considered the
Yeah,
flagship?
Sebietta's really leapfrogged as the obvious flagship, I guess. Excuse me. At the moment, we're in the process as part of this acquire strategy. We were in the process of acquiring, which is now completed, this company, American Future Fuel, who had the project, the Sebietta project, and it had a historic resource of 18.9 million pounds. And as part of the acquisition process, because they'd conducted some work on that property, we did an updated technical report. And that updated technical report, the work that they had done, the phase one drilling was really confirmation drilling of the historic database. So with that work and the updated technical report, the independent QP, qualified person, was able to accept the entire historic database. And that's the reason that we've been able to jump forward with a resource. I think the next step at Sebietta prior to this technical report was more confirmation drilling of that historic database, with the idea of having a current resource sometime in the first half of 2025. So with this technical report, we've really leaped forward, and we have 23.5 million pounds of current NI 43-101 resource. And now we can really change to higher impact activities on that project. So it's our biggest resource in the portfolio, and definitely going to be a major focus.
Yeah, and so is that the plan is to do more exploration around that, and is it more so expanding what you already have, or is it moving from inferred to indicated? It was sort of a combination of both, maybe?
So 80% of our new 23.5 million pound total resource is in the indicated category. So
Yeah.
the balance is in inferred. So there will be some confirmation drilling. The technical report recommended about $500,000 of spending on additional confirmation drilling. Some of that would help to convert that inferred resource, but the majority of the focus, the work that I think is going to have the most impact on the stock and the most value for investors is extensional and expansion drilling. So we'll be working on it. It really has to do with the permits that they've already applied for that we're inheriting that allow them to do this confirmation drilling. We need a slightly more comprehensive permit for exploration drilling, larger area of impact. So while in the process of developing the new kind of attack for the project, we'll carry out some of that confirmation drilling, hopefully probably in the fall of this year.
Colin, does it you look at sort of the data and the stuff that you just told us, and I would think that you must think the company's in a really strong position, being able to, as you mentioned, leapfrog, because a lot of times there's a lot of drilling that has to be done, a lot of things that have to happen before you would get even to, updating a mineral resource, and you were able to do that with the work that had already been done. So it sounds to me like the company's in a really strong position right now moving forward.
Yeah, I would say so, and I think we're well positioned to deliver some good catalysts this year. We will be drilling Seviet in New Mexico. That'll be more conformational while we design a new kind of exploration and expansion program for that asset. But
Yeah.
we are also launching a drill program in Wyoming, where we have a 43-101 technical report that outlined an exploration target there for an ISR project. 8 to 12.5 million pounds is kind of the exploration target. So we're going to be drilling in Wyoming. We're going to be drilling in New Mexico, and that New Mexico drilling is going to be much higher value, I think, to shareholders as we transition from confirmation drilling to exploration and expansion drilling, where we're really adding pounds to the resource. Where I think that the market will give recognition for that.
Absolutely. Well, it's an exciting position to be in for sure. Colin, thank you so much for giving us an update on what's going on, and good luck with everything. Look forward to following your
My
story.
pleasure. Thank you. Looking forward to it.
All right, there's Colin Healy. He's the CEO of Premier American Uranium.